Hello everyone, welcome back to the Icarus Operations. This is episode 4. In this episode we're going to have a good look at the base building and what we do to our base here to extend it and make it more organised and efficient. In the beginning we went from a basic wooden structure which got burnt down after being struck by lightning, quickly upgraded to stone, and then I'm going to show you now that the extension I'm going to build or will build and then how I'm going to arrange everything so it's a bit more organised and a little bit more efficient when working and crafting. It's always good to have like a nice flow in that instance, just to, I mean, you'll see when you play yourself, but it's just so much easier if you know where everything is, if things are labelled, and if they're close to where they're needed. But I'll show you as we go on. Let's get stuck into it. Okay, so as I mentioned before, I started off with the basic wood building, because you can build that from your character. It's fairly easy to do. You can do it very early on. It doesn't cost a lot in resource. It's mainly wood, and I think it's wood and fibre. But it does have its has its pros, being easy and simple, but it has its cons, which are the fact that it breaks easy, as in storms will damage it, animals will be able to damage it very easily, and it catches fire very easily. In my first ever video, I think I showed where I woke up, ran across my campfire, which I stupidly put in the middle of the room, set myself on fire, and then set the whole building on fire, and I panicked, couldn't put it out quick enough. And I think earlier on in this series I had my wooden base got struck by lightning. So it's good to start off with the wood, but it pays to upgrade it as fast as you can to the stone, which is on the next tier. And then I like to go for concrete because that is nearly indestructible. Only problem with the concrete is it's very expensive in resource. As you can see here, I'm knocking up a load of cement, which we'll use to upgrade to concrete. But the current base we're in, it's all stone now. I think I've still got some wooden foundations, but they don't appear to the post foundations. They don't appear to break as easy as the rest of the wood, so I've just left them as they are. I can always upgrade them to stone or concrete later on. It's not on the top of my list of to-dos anyway. What I really want to do is I want to open up the space we've got here. So what I want to do is, currently I've got all of my activities going on in this room we're in right now, and before long the equipment I will have will outgrow this space. So my plan is to have this as more of like a kitchen area, which will then go into a living area, which will then go into a storage area, and then a construction or crafting area, so like a workshop area. One thing I haven't thought about at all yet on this series is a sort of farming area, a little area to grow crops and maybe have some animals. So that is definitely something we need to have a look at as well at some point. And I think there are some of the simple missions where you have to do some farming to get your awards. So it might be worth getting some crop plots in and maybe a greenhouse. See how we go. I've never done it before, so we'll have to give that a good go and see how tough it is to get it started and get it going. Okay, so in preparation for the extension build and the upgrade, I have been out and about mining everything I can see: silica, stone, iron, copper, wood, just anything I see really, and I'm bringing it back. I've been smelting everything down. I've been making cement. I've been making refined wood because I want to do some nice flooring. And I'm just trying to work out where I'm going to start. So I think I'm going to, over here and extend out on towards the lake again. I've made some concrete posts, which I will use as the foundation rather than the actual foundation piece. So all you do, just get it to snap, drop it in, and then I'm going to work. I don't know how far I'm going to go yet. I don't know how big I need to make this area, because I want to make a storage area here and the workshop area, so it's going to need to be fairly big to make sure everything's spread out evenly and not cluttered up, giving you a lot of space to work in. So we're going to go with, what's that going to be, a 4x3, 3x4. What I'll do here is I'll just put concrete flooring on top of that, build some walls around it, roof on top, and then start to move things over inside. Right, it's a bit more crafting later, and I've made the walls up. So I'm just going to throw the walls around. Got to get them the right way around, which is my problem all the time. So one tip is the arrow points to the outside. I sometimes get confused and do it the other way around. As you will have probably guessed by now, I'm not very organised in what I want to build. I'm putting walls up, I'm taking them down, putting them up again with a window in it, taking it back down, putting it up the wrong way around. I don't really go in with a plan, just a rough idea in my head, and then I just build it. If I don't like the look of it, deconstruct it and start again, which is what I'm kind of doing here. I'm just winging it with all the windows. If I don't like it, I'll change it up. But for now, we'll see where we go. Okay, most of the wall's done. Let's stick some flooring in. I'm just using the concrete flooring. But what I want to do is I want concrete flooring, and I'm going to put the wood on top of that, like the interior wood that you make on the carpentry bench, like that refined wood. I think it'll look pretty cool in the inside, but we'll see when it's done. Alright, once the last of these floor pieces are in, I need to look at finishing off the walls and then getting the roof in before I can change the flooring, because if a storm appears, it will destroy all of the flooring before I have chance to even use it. So what I'll do is I'll knock a hole through into the main building, finish this off, and then I've got a place to run through into the crafting tables and so on, and cement mixer to grab all the pieces I need. I'm going to hope there's no storms now though, because it will damage everything on the inside of my building. But that's close to the hole in the wall. But I think that's a pretty good space to get started with anyway on the extension. I should be able to move the workshop into that area and some storage, definitely. So part of the concrete construction is this like steel roof, and I love it because, I mean, it looks good, it's strong, but when you have a rainstorm it sounds amazing on top. But yeah, we'll get all this in. Just basic, basic pitch roof on top. Yeah, so if you, in case you don't know this already, to change the shape or style of the piece you want, you just hold R and then select it on the wheel, and then you can attach. As you can see, there's a lot of running backwards and forwards to get the parts I need, and to obviously craft parts that I need. And because I haven't planned this very well, I'm doing a lot more and more of this backwards and forwards. That and the construction is a slightly slower than the others, like the wood and the stones. For example, I thought I had enough wall parts, but now I've realised I need to put one up there. So then I've got to go back to the cement mixer to craft another one of those. Sometimes I get back to the cement mixer, realise I haven't got any steel rebar in there or steel screws. Then I've got to go to the furnace, take some steel ingots, take them to the crafting table, which I will then change into the rebar or the screws. So it's a lot of putting one thing somewhere, converting it into something else, then taking it from there to the next place to be converted into something else. So it's quite tedious in that way if you're not well planned and organised, which I most definitely am not. But we will get there in the end. Right, now that roof's on, I need to work out how I'm going to have the walkway. So I don't know whether I want to take all this wall out here. Yeah, I'm not sure. See, this is why I should plan really. I never know what I want to do. What I think I will do is I'll probably have an opening in the middle with like a nice sort of like archway or framework on it, and then have that working right through. But you see what I mean about my planning. I've decided now I don't want windows. I want just a solid wall. And I've managed to stick one on the floor somewhere out there. Brilliant. There it is. So yeah, my aim was a bit off there. I'll take that back. It's good that you can deconstruct and you do get all of the resource back. I've done it again. So we put that back in there. The way I look at it is, I'm going to have storage crates everywhere, so what's the point in having a window? Because they're just going to block my view anyway. So let's just do that, and then I can probably, for a start like this, put all the storage crates in and stuff like that, then put the windows in and fit that in around what I've got in there already. Right, so once I've got these changed, it'll be time to, I think, start to move things across from the other room. So I want to get all the workshop sort of stuff. So, you know, the furnace will go with first. We'll need obviously the anvil, the pestle and mortar, the crafting bench, the masonry bench, and all those little bits and pieces. We'll get them over here, get them in the spot. Again, no planning, so I don't know where I'm going to put it. We'll drop it in and see what it looks like. Ideally, I want to try and keep the things which sort of link with each other close to each other. So, in my mind, the furnace needs to be near to the anvil, because I normally take some iron ingots or copper ingots, convert those to nails. So yeah, they would be next to each other. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be running backwards and forwards to all different places just to be able to make some nails for crafting. Same with the pestle and mortar. You need that close by as well, because we could be, you know, we'll make some steel bloom in the pestle and mortar, which then needs to go in a furnace. So they need to be close by. That, in my opinion, maybe that's just my OCD. Whilst I'm at it as well, I will look to try and upgrade certain things rather than taking the old version. So a good example here is to upgrade to the fabricator rather than keeping the crafting bench. That way you're kind of future-proofing your setup, so later on when you do need the fabricator, you haven't got to mess around to craft it, then find a space for it. We're going to have it there ready in the space that we've purpose-built for it. I've moved a few bits into the new area, but I want to get some nice wooden flooring down in the living area. So my plan is to just plonk it straight down on top if it allows me. I've never done this before, so yeah. Okay, I don't think it allows it. I think if I was to place it on this anyway, it'd be too high. It'd be like a step up. So yeah, okay, so I think maybe I need to change to a foundation block, and then I can place the wooden pieces on top of that maybe. I have to give it a go and try that. But if I try that, it means I'm going to have to pick everything up, move it, because it'll be in the way. I was kind of hoping I could just upgrade it without messing around. Try and save a bit of time, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. Okay, so my next idea is to have some sort of like outdoor porch area, which is sort of undercover, where I can keep the contact device and all those sort of things out there, and then maybe have some access to, in the future, a flat roof where I could have solar panels or wind turbines for electricity. But for now, I just want to have something like just a porch to walk in on. That depends on if it'll work with what we've got going on in the workshop area. But doing this, I'll probably have to move all the animal welfare bits and the contact device out of the way, just so I can see what it looks like. Anywhere here will do for now. It's only going to be for the short term anyway. Like I said, I want a nice area for these to sit, not just plonked in the mud like this. Right, so here you'll see I've got the concrete foundations. My idea here was to build like an extension away from the water. Problem is, it goes into the ground here like this, so I don't want that because you'll be able to see that inside. So it may be that we end up just not doing this and maybe go out the other way onto the water, because at least then I can build through foundations up under the water and above it. This doesn't look like it's going to work. If there's a way to remove the earth, I need to know about it, because I still don't know about that. That's if there is an option. Possibly not. Also, I've just realised I said remove the earth. Is it still good earth if it's on Icarus? Really, I should be saying we need to remove the Icarus. I don't know. Anyway, scrap that idea. Let's rip this up. I want to do something different now. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. So maybe we'll extend it further than we did already. And then we'll put storage in the middle. Close this wall up and then think of what we're going to do next. I definitely think that we'll be able to extend a bit further out from behind the furnace. And then just push everything further that way. And then the gap in between, so between the living area and the workshop, will be the storage. We're just going to need a little bit more space now. And obviously we're going to have to change everything up. So I'm going to take up the flooring. And what I'll do is I'll put down the foundation blocks in here. And then coat that with the lovely indoor wood, the carpentry bench wood. Looks really nice. Sounds good when you run over it. And then we'll put the tool cupboards in there, the ones that are like the wardrobes. We'll stick those in and see how that looks. And we've got a storm, perfect time, and I've just taken the wall out, so I'm going to have to pop a wall back in there shortly before anything breaks. Right, all of those in, the walls are sealed for now. Let's get this wood on, see what it looks like. Oh, I love it already. Oh, go the wrong way around. That's going to annoy me. Let's flip that. Come on, there we go. So get all the wood in. And then we'll need to put some sort of doorway in to separate it from the workshop, just slightly. And then open up and extend the workshop, because that's a bit too small for the workshop over there. But all of these crates here, what I'm in, they'll all be going in. So we'll start moving those over now. I will get that done quickly. Right, so this is one side done. I mean, look at it. Looks lovely, doesn't it? All fairly level, straight. What I want to do as well is I want to, so I know what's in each, I want to put like a sign in front of them or something. I think it's just a wooden sign, and then I can just write on there like iron, gold, stone, wood, exotics, whatever I've got in there, so I can just see it at a glance rather than opening up each cupboard to then the next one and, you know, wasting time in that way as well. But that definitely will come later on. You can see like every cupboard is just full of everything. There's no organisation at the moment, and I want it to get to a point where everything is very easily found with no issues. So we'll get this side done nice and quickly, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so I need to craft a few more cupboards. So while that's happening, I will carry on with this extension because I've got all the pieces for that, I think. Probably just going to take it a few blocks out further than it is. And you can see there on the outside, you can see where I've used the foundations as opposed to the posts. So I may have to get that covered later on because I don't like the look of that. I don't need the foundations here actually. Just realised, yeah, don't need the foundations. I can use just the posts because I don't want to put any flooring on here. I'm just going to have concrete. I'm not going to have like a special flooring. It's a workshop area, so I'm just going to have the concrete flooring. So we'll stick those down there. I can just stick a concrete floor on and then load it up. It's only on this bit where I put the wood that I need the foundations. So yeah, I'm just trying to work out how many I actually need. Be quick because I don't want to start this and then there's another storm come with the side of the building open, so I need to get it done as fast as I can really. Okay, so while I'm at it, I'm going to remove these walls and then put the windows in. I'm only doing this because it does give you a little bit more light in there, and with all the machinery and stuff in there, it will be fairly dark and dingy, so it'd be good to have a bit of natural light coming in. And I can just place all of my equipment sort of in between the windows. I didn't do it in the storage area because they will just fill the whole of the windows, as you can see. Okay, so whilst waiting for a bit more concrete pieces to be made up, I've crafted a load of these wooden signs on the carpentry bench. Idea being, I stick them all in front of my wardrobes or my cupboards, and then I can write on them what is in each cupboard. So yeah, I'll get these out and then I'll label them up as I fill them up. Right, I feel like this is taking me absolutely ages because I can't decide on what I want to do, so I just need to get this extension finished now. So let's get the supports down, we'll get the flooring on top, we'll put the walls around and get the roof on top, and then we can rearrange the workshop to how we want it. So I'm going to go for 4x3 on the workshop now, which it should be enough for us, and then we can always extend further should we need it later on, which we probably will because some of the equipment gets very large in comparison. So yeah, we'll definitely extend again, but for now this will be more than enough to keep us going. Alright, so that's the extension finally built. Thank you for hanging in with me there. It does look really good though, and I love the crates with the signage on it. Now all I need to do is get this stuff moved over and then head out hunting, as I need a lot of bone for epoxy. Okay, so I started moving things around and labeling up. And I didn't realise this, but you can actually select images to put onto your signs rather than text. I don't know if that'll work out better for me, but I might give a few bits a go. Right, so get a load of these little cupboards I've found. So they're basically like a wall cupboard or a smaller version of the ones that we've already got. I think they look great. I believe they weren't so long ago added into the game as well, so they're fairly new. But I think they look amazing. Nice little cabinets on the wall. I like it. Looks good. Another small detail I want to add in is these interior wooden beams. So you craft these on the carpentry bench, and you can just add them to, like I'm doing here, to give it a nice look to it. Makes it look a lot tidier, and it goes very well with all the wooden flooring and the wooden beams everywhere else. More little details now, so I'm just going to add in a stone wall to separate the storage area from the workshop. But I'll do the same with this. I'll give it a nice wooden beam sort of trim so it goes very well in the area. But keeping the interior to stone. it's cheaper to make, and it looks nice. So yeah, stick these wooden beams on like I did with the other archway or doorway. Give it that nice rustic look. Lovely. Okay, I mentioned earlier about making this room here into the sort of kitchen area, the cooking area. So I've added in a biofuel stove, a kitchen bench, and a butchery bench. Having these benches in place, I can then get rid of the old cooking station. They give me more options in the way of recipes, and they just look a lot better and tidier. Another thing I've been doing in the background is crafting things I'm going to need later on. So here I'm just going to chuck down one of the biofuel water pumps. I've actually made two, so I'm going to stick one on the other side of the building shortly. But yeah, just going to put one of these here, just outside of where the workshop is. If needed in the future, I can then run the piping up into the workshop and give water where it's needed. And then this one that I'm putting this side of the building would service the kitchen area if it's needed. If not, I'll take it up and use it elsewhere. But for now, it's there ready just in case. Right, next job is the little living area. We're going to rip up the floor, put some foundations down and get some wood on top and then relay everything back how it was. Okay, that's all finished and laid out, all tidy. Table and chairs to put out, put all the bed and the other cupboards in. It's looking a lot better now. Managed to make an alterations bench. I've never used this before, but in my cupboards I found some items that I took from missions. One for there's a pickaxe upgrade, and the other was an attack speed attachment. So I'm going to stick those on, see if they make much difference at all, but they're just going to waste sitting in storage, so I might as well use them up. You'll have seen in the last video I made one of these biofuel deterrents. So yeah, you just put it down, you stick a can of biofuel on it, and you can see the area there that it covers. It's quite a big area, and it'll stop all these animals attacking my mounts just outside the building. At least then I don't have to worry about damage to the walls and stuff like that, or my other mount getting killed. So yeah, you just put the biofuel in it and then fire it up. There you go, it like sprays like a mist. Well, look at this. We got a little bit of the forest area burning up. I was hiding away in the cave there, mining, whilst there was a lightning storm. Must have caught these on fire. And whenever I see anything like this, I never leave it to go waste. I always take it with me. The charcoal, you get a charcoal from each tree you chop down, and you can use that later on to craft a lot of items. It's always good to have on stock. Okay, so you'll remember in the last episode I did the homestead mission where I had to build this little vacation sort of hut on the cliffside. And I actually I completed the mission, then I started taking away all the items for myself. So what I did, I grabbed them all, run them all back to my base, and set them up nicely in the living area and the storage area, which you can see right now, which, you know, I mean, it gets my coziness bonus up, and it's saving me, you know, wasting any of my materials on recrafting. So I'll just recycle all this and keep it in the building for myself. Yeah, so we managed to take a couple of beds, a few cupboards, these 2 sofas, a 2-seater and a 3-seater, a couple of the Icarus trophies, which I'll stick next to the bed, I think, on the tables, probably. And then I took the big dining table and the 6 chairs as well. The rest of the building I took down and just extend it a little bit more. But that's for the future. We should have enough for now. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I was going to end this video here just on the home improvements, but I've got a bit of cabin fever, so I think that it might be good to get out and do an operation before we end this episode. So let's go and have a look at what we got.
ACS might have all the tech in the world, but they need someone who knows Icarus. They're building a new station up here and need raw materials ASAP. You able to oblige? The ACS might be loud, weird, and paranoid, but they got the tech and the cash to do whatever they want. They're building new facilities in orbit and need help on the ground. Someone who can source raw materials, process them, and get them up to space in one piece without getting dead. Sure sounds like you, so check your HUD and roll out. Good luck.
So this operation, I've just got to go out to the marked drop pods and see what they want me to send up to them. This first one's not too far away, but the second one looks a little bit of a run out.
Here we go. You got this.
Okay, so the first dropship's in, and it looks like they want a lot of cooked meat, and it's going to take a while for that. A lot of fur and leather as well. Wow, that's quite a fair bit. Okay. Gonna go hunting for all that, I think. I'll see what I've got in the back of the base, but I definitely haven't got that much meat. I know that. Okay, after loads of hunting, I dump off all the meat. Cooked meat, fur and leather. Problem is, they only want actual cooked meat. They don't want any of the other bits. So they don't want the soft meat. They don't want the gamey meat. They don't want anything dried. So you literally just have to have the standard cooked meat. So I kind of gave up and went off running off towards the second one. I just thought I'll put that on hold for a minute. So I'll go for the second one. I'll get close to this second drop and I can hear a wolf pack going absolutely berserk. So I'll find the drop first.
All you gotta do now is get that stuff back to orbit.
And then I'll I kill off this wolf pack first, because I don't need them having a go at me every time I try and deposit anything or dump anything off. So shotgun out, absolutely destroy everything. And so what I don't realise is that it's one of the boss wolves that I had to fight before as part of one of the operations. So you'll see the health bar suddenly appeared on top of the screen, where and then he keeps coming back. So now I'm going to have a little bit of a fight, like a boss fight. So the second drop pod wants food: carrots, pumpkin, watermelon, berries. I haven't started a farm yet, so I'm just going to have to look at just scavenging it from all over. Okay, here he is, the big boy, the big boss. Can't take him out in one. I've done most of his health there in one battle. He's hurt me. I need to heal up with the make a bandage real quick before I go back in there. Just get that on, and then go and wind him up a bit. Quite powerful. He usually gets a bleed every time he hits you. Easy guy, run away again. Yeah, so I've got another bleed, so I need to get some fibre for a bandage, but the wolves are back out again, so I need to fight them. See, the problem with the boss, Canis, however you want to pronounce it, his health bar's on top of the screen. You don't see it coming towards you, so it's quite hard to see him when he's in all the overgrowth. But we got there in the end. Now it's time to farm all of these bits, or scavenge all these bits I need for the drop pod. Using the sickle, you harvest a lot more, so it's always best to harvest if you need numbers using this. But yeah, let's go get all these bits for this and dump them off. I'm just going to go running around the whole island, the whole map, looking for it. Okay, so after days of hunting, I have finally got enough cooked meat to send up. So we'll get that in, get that gone, and then we need to now go and scavenge the rest of the stuff for the other pod at the other end of this area. So let's get on and get that done. So again, another day and a half of scavenging, and that one's done.
That's it. You got everything. That wasn't so hard, was it?
It definitely was harder than it was made out to be.
Okay, that's it. You did it. Icarus is a wild place, but it ain't got nothing on you. The ACS are paranoid, but when you tick their boxes, good things happen. I'd say you're on the right track.
So that operation probably took about 5 or 6 days to do, and it felt like forever. Time to get back to base for a sleep, I think. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. Another episode will be coming very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.